Fibromyalgia. This is a strange one because it's almost something you can't see. And the symptoms of fibromyalgia is pain in the muscles, pain in the legs.
And everywhere.
What is it? And what are the causes? So what could possibly be the cause? Any ideas, students? Pardon?
Stress. The weight loss a lot.
Yeah, stress. Fibromyalgia is an effort from nature to free the system from conditions that arise because of a violation. So when you're looking for the cause, you go through these with the person. And when they say, can you cure it? What do you do when someone says to that? You say, well, I cannot cure anything, but we have found when the body is given the right conditions, it responds. And that's what we can teach you, is conditions to give the body to bring about normality, to restore balance. So if they say, well, what's causing my pain? You can say, well, I'm not sure. Let's investigate. And then you go through the many things. And many people who are in pain, they just want relief, so they reach for the painkillers. They reach for the stimulants to try and give them a little bit of a lift. And that's why it's good to say the lift it gives you, it'll give you a corresponding dump. To take coffee for a lift is like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. You're depleting your resources. What could also cause chemical exposure? You see, we're seeing things today that have never been seen before because we've never been exposed to so many chemicals before. And some theories are that the body stores these environmental poisons in spots in the body that can build up and cause pain. There are several theories, and you can always Google fibromyalgia, and what you'll see is all it does is list a whole lot of symptoms. And if you Google it, it'll say that there is no cure. How often does it say that under a disease? So chemicals, look at their chemical exposure. Heavy metal exposure. There are a lot of people who've had fibromyalgia and they've been vaccinated against the COVID and it's twice as bad now. Mold. Have a look at mold. That can also be a contributing factor.
Dairy.
Pardon?
Dairy.
Dairy, yeah, that can be a contributing factor.
Some inflammation in the muscles.
That's right. Remember your 5 allergens. No matter what the problem, I always eliminate the 5 allergens as part of bringing normality back. So you have, when you go through the investigation, we're looking at changing unhealthful conditions. What else do we want to change?
Wrong habits.
Wrong habits. And then assist, yeah? Bad habits. And then assist. And a great additive to the health retreat is a steam sauna. And we'll be looking at that when we look at setting up your retreat, some simple options for that. Because the steam penetrates very, very deep, and with fibromyalgia, that can really relax those muscles. If there's tight, cramping muscles, what can you use for that? There's massage, sauna, magnesium oil. Magnesium oil can relax, yes.
When you mentioned sauna, what about infrared sauna?
Yes, infrared is quite good. But to do a steam sauna is a little cheaper to set up. I mean, you can even have a wooden chair and put a kettle under it. And put a sheet, there are some very simple things you can do. But the infrared can be quite an expense. So assist could be detox. And that's where you're looking at your 2 days juices. 2 days on juices. And sometimes we'll have someone come on Monday afternoon and say, I can't stand this anymore, I don't want to juice anymore. So what we usually say is, well, what about we give you the 8 o'clock juice, the 10 o'clock juice, the 12 o'clock juice, and then you have lunch. And they'll often be open for that. Because we say, please appreciate that our other guests are fasting, so we need to feed you somewhere separate. So 8 laws. Again, apply it to what that person can do. But detoxing is quite important with fibromyalgia because they're usually contributing factors. And remember, different people respond in different ways when the chemicals are in. As you do your investigation, you'll find out how they are in the water. You'll find out what they're eating. You'll find out they're exercising. And most people with fibromyalgia will say, you don't understand, I can't exercise, my legs are too sore. So then you might have options. Can you swim? No, I don't like swimming, I'm nowhere near a swimming pool. Anyway, there is a swimming pool, but it's chlorine, and I don't want to go in there. And we can understand that. So then you might suggest having a massage once a week. And exercise the rebounder, because there's no jarring with rebounding. Yes?
Could a keto program be applicable in this case?
Possibly. It's not as important as with neurological, as with cancer. Cancer is very similar to the keto. So you'd feel your way, because some people, they're miserable with their aches and pains, and you know that they don't want it to be that restrictive, and so you feel your way with it. Yeah.
Is it the muscles, or is it in other tissues too?
It can be in other tissues. Yeah. So gentle exercise bike, they might I could do that. Or sometimes I suggest they get a Pilates DVD, and you know, it can go on the television and the person takes them through a bit of a workout. And I always say to them, you won't be able to do everything, but just do the things that you can do. So you're making it reachable. You're just starting with where they're at. But some form, the body has to move. And then you could explain to them how when you start exercising, it causes more blood to go into the area, and more blood coming into the area brings more nutrition, more oxygen, more water, takes the waste out. So often with fibromyalgia, you've got build up in the tissues, and that's where the exercise is important, and also a massage. But if they can't afford a massage, then you target more the exercise. And if they can't do much, even just a few minutes, a few times a day. So starting with what they can do.
So you say it's a build-up of toxins in the tissue?
Often it is, yeah. That is one theory. You might be able to come up with another theory if you investigate. But something's causing those muscles to be painful. If it responds to magnesium oil, then you investigate how much coffee and stimulants they're having, which is leaching the magnesium out. So remember, you're looking history, you're looking at symptoms, and you're looking at response. She had a very bad back, so we tried a ginger poultice on her lower back. It did not help at all, and it didn't even get hot. So it wasn't due to inflammation. So we looked at her body's response. That's not working, so let's try maybe a castor oil. So yes, you're looking at history, and you're looking at symptoms, and you're looking at response. So depending on what you find as you investigate the cause, you will adjust it accordingly. Yeah?
Another theory that I have read is that the brain is not correctly functioning, so they give false signals to the nerves that they should release pain even if there is no threat for them. So can we also adjust to that?
And sometimes the brain gets into the habit of that. That is true, but you might not even discuss that, or you might, depending on how open they are to it and how you can change that around. So rewiring the brain.